Keep tapping. Right here now, Dartmouth. Done! 10 and dip, boys, and I'm sitting 2 fucking seats up. Now, Dartmouth, you're sitting up, and it is time for us to move.
So, kid comes downstairs and sitting at breakfast with his dad. Said, "Pop, yesterday at school we were talking about commitment and contribution." And we went on a while, I just couldn't understand it. And his dad looked at him and said, "Son, look down at your plate. What do you see?" "Ham and eggs." "Well, that chicken made a contribution to breakfast. That pig made a commitment."
In a pinch, they just hired me to be the varsity coach, and I felt like I didn't know my ass from my elbow as far as varsity coaching. I told myself, keep it real simple. Work them really hard, train them hard, and have them race like crazy demons, and they'll do okay. And that was the class of, it was the year 1992, and they won every race and they won the Eastern Sprints. It was this phenomenal, mind-blowing, even for event. And it proved a lot of things. It proved that everything that Dartmouth had thought about themselves was wrong. I'm a much better coach than I was in 92 now. But in reality, it's pretty simple. You just have to work really hard, get phenomenally fit, phenomenally tough, and when you race, lay it all out on the line, and you'll do all right. In fact, you can win it all. It's that simple. All the other stuff, I don't think it matters. Since that year, that again, those guys broke the mold. Guys that refused to die, refused to roll over, refused to be beaten. And that's what's great. That's what's great about Dartmouth Crew. That's what's great about and my philosophy of this place is that it's a hard place to row. Let's not shy away from that. Let's recognize that. Let's embrace that. Instead of saying, "Oh, it's a really tough place to win a medal," feeling sorry for yourself and never achieving anything. Say, "You know what? It's a hard place to win a medal. I'm going to do it anyway. God damn." And the reason is, I'm lucky. That first year, we won everything. We won the sprints. I can point on the wall and say, "Those guys did it. You can too." Well, a lot goes into making a great oarsman. You got to be tough. Jared Clarquist, guy that always seems to come down here ready to work really hard no matter what the piece. You have to have touch under the intense effort of making a boat go fast and winning a boat race. You have to have this graceful sense of ease and touch. Peter McNotamu has got some of the greatest touch I've ever seen. just always have to be positive. Joe Gwynn, there's a guy. Bring it on, no matter what. Yeah, you need to be strong. You need to be powerful. Jaime's a classic example of a guy who came in really strong. I mean, big, huge guy, but he wasn't that fit. He wasn't that tough. He learned that. He learned that here. He transformed himself to become, a really strong, really fast horseman. One of the strongest guys in the league, one of the most effective boat movers in the league. Yeah, I mean, a guy who's tough as nails, Tom Skank. How does Tom Skank do it? He's a little guy. He just pulls really, really hard all the time. I've seen him, pull so hard that with like 5 strokes to go in a ergometer piece, he's done. He's like, my grandmother could pull harder for him than him because he's given everything he possibly has. I've almost never seen that. To succeed at this level, it's not just wanting it. You have to want it so bad, you're willing to endure hours and hours and hours of painful, sometimes self-questioning training, all for just the shot, just the chance to win a big race. Okay, so your goals are, fitness-wise, ergometers are big time, technical and mental. I mean, as I said before, Dartmouth defines its character in the winter.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of like, in a lot of ways, it's like a football team has a training camp, and it works you really hard in 2 things. It's fundamentals of the sport and fitness, and that's kind of like what winter training's about. So the way it kind of works is that some days we just kind of get on the erg and go for a lot of minutes. But then there are a few days like Friday where we get a chance to kind of let it all rip. And Scott, my favorite expression Scott uses is come with your guns loaded. Because it's like, you come down there and Will Scoggins, the freshman coach, usually runs the workouts. And it's like, you don't know what you're going to get. I mean, you'll get something like tons of 1-minute pieces, or like so many, like so much work on the erg, and then all this extra work on top of it. And you're just like, you just kind of, at first you're just like, are you kidding me? And then you're like, I can do this. I can. And just like, you know what? Like, not only can I do this, but I can do it well. And I can be a badass about it.
I'll read again what Lewis wrote. You must approach each test with the seriousness and passion that you would use to prepare to challenge your death. You must prepare not to die, but to battle for your life in each moment with every faculty and power available to you. Do you think that applies only to race day? Your level of intensity during a steady state, your level of intensity when you go to the Eastern Sprints are going to be different. I don't dispute that. But are you preparing for the Eastern Sprints when you row for an hour?
But it's also fundamentally important to not just preserve, but to enhance our sense of, our racing selves, our sense of competitiveness, our sense of brashness, our sense of when it comes time to go full pressure, we put it on the line, all right? We are ass kickers. And on the 130-minute day, you're kind of keeping that guy in check there. But when it comes time to go full pressure, you bring the assassin out of the closet. You bring the big stick out and start smashing things. Get ready to rock. And certainly tomorrow is a day like that. When it's time to go, the Dartmouth guys, they go. They are not scared. They do not hesitate. They walk into the valley of the shadow of death, and they do not fear evil.
And then when you're having a really good test, like, the pain really sets in, but there gets to a point where you just don't care.
Last three!
Keep it coming, one more!
Well, somewhere down the line, either literally or figuratively, you're going to be in a fight. Maybe your wife left with the fucking milkman. Maybe your business partner just screwed you out of $8 billion, but you got to now pay taxes. What are you going to do? Going to roll over and say, boy, life is strange. You're going to fight. You know, maybe the fight's not going out and offing your ex and offing the milkman. That's probably not a very good choice of battles. If I just say, fuck that. All right, I don't need the chick, and I'll fucking drink water from now on. But I'll be goddamn if I'm going to roll around feeling sorry for myself. I'll be goddamn if that's going to beat me.
We're on our way to Boston. We're going to Crash Bees, Indoor Rowing World Championships.
Drop Magnum, man. I'm gonna drop Magnum.
The guy who finishes 2,000 meters last wins. I'll fucking put off the day.
And the Lions from Hanover, New Hampshire. Joseph Quinn, Hanover.
second place with a time of 6:17.0. Thomas Shane.
Yeah, Tommy!
First place. Time of 6:12.5. Sitting over and Dave Stevens.
'95 is when I established this. We lost the race to Yale by 1 seat. And the idea behind it was to, maybe it was 93, I forget. And the idea behind it was to have this be an award that you guys give, and it's for just that extra inspiration. You guys know the difference between winning and losing. Scoring 1 seat is everything, and the difference is made right here. So a reminder that the work you do now is the difference between winning and losing by 1 seat. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Are you ready? Go! Every day you are raising for these coach.
You're an asshole, Shamszad. Like, you're a real asshole. Nice one, dude.
You came to Tennessee to what Sports Center did?
Yeah, it's kind of nice. Like, it's kind of cool to set up. You know, you have the bed right in front of the TV, so you don't even have to fucking move.
Yeah.
Every spring break we come down to Tennessee for about a week and a half of spring training. We do almost every day. We do 2 days, about 2 to 2.5 hours each practice. Most of it in 8s, but then for about 4 or 5 days during the middle we do seat racing in 4s, where we take just in the mornings. Usually we do 2 shifts, just racing the guys back and forth so Scott can see like who he thinks moves the boat best.
Two!
And Scott told us last night at dinner, you know, you want to win races or you want to eat well, and you know, like for me that question is easily answered. I definitely want to eat well.
We're going to roll along for a little bit, then we're going to do the catch jump sequence, which is basically 1 minute of quarter pressure catch, quarter pressure jump, and then you add pressure to the jump until you're at full pressure. You go to 3/4, then to full pressure. Just basically rowing along with the idea with a quick catch. We're doing top. You need to generate some speed. Bring the blade back to the water. Generate some speed. Hit it vertically. And when you feel the splash, when you hear the splash, then you jump.
Smile, Dawn. When I look at people, I just honestly do not know who is a better boat mover between X and Y. So I have kind of laid out 3 priorities for this camp, and it's going to be selection, selection, and selection. Any questions? Okay. You do a race and you note the margin. A beats B by 3 seats, say. Then you take a man from each boat and you switch them. So now the boats are exactly the same except for these 2 men who've been switched. And you race them again. If A beats B by 2.5 seats again, those men have tied. If A whomps all over B, then you know the guy switched into A is a lot better. It's a way to directly compare 2 oarsmen rowing on the same side. See who moves the Cox Force better. Well, sea racing is always, it's never a perfect process. I've had plenty of times where I've taken the 8 best seat racers and put them in a boat and it didn't go very well. But the last couple of rows, I've done that and it's gone very, very well. So that's a good sign. That's a happy varsity coach. But we've done a lot of seat racing. Well, on the port side, we had the seat race overall winner to make the varsity has been Dirk Blue. He beat Brian Bollinger. He beat Dave Shamszad. He beat, well, he's racing Jared Clarquist now. Don Wiper raced his way in. Peter Noteboom is the stroke. He made that pretty clear yesterday. Jay Connor hasn't been seat raced, but I think that's a no-brainer. on the starboard side, we had kind of a ladder set up. It was David Hyde beat Jason Medeiros. David was beaten by Morgan. Morgan was beaten by Jared. So Jared is kind of the top contender. Was the top contender on the starboard side, but he lost to Tom Skank. He lost to Arthur Peterson, and he lost to Jaime. The Tom Skank, well, he beat Jared being the top contender. 3 starboards beat him, and then Jaime, Joe Quinn beat Jaime. So those 4 guys have all been seat raced in the boat. And the award for the most seat raced man in the America goes to Jared Clarkness, who's been across the Gulls a good 10 times probably, and he's going right now. Switch 2 seat. All right, both boats paddle. Back up.
Still a seat and a half down. Back up. Sit ready.
Sea racing is, I don't know, maybe one of the hardest things about this sport. You go all fall and all winter, and then you get this one shot after 6 months to make the boat. You know, and if you don't, it's hard to, you know, not look back and have regrets and doubt yourself. You know, and also, I mean, you know, 1 week you're helping your friend through an erg test, you know, and he's your best bud in the world, and the next week you got to switch across the gunnels with him in sea racing, you know, and it's hard to keep emotions out of it, you know, and it's hard to not make it personal, but you know, in the end, I guess you just gotta make whatever boat you're on go fast, and you know, train again just for next year's one shot to make it. I mean, making the first boat isn't everything, and you'll have more opportunities to do it, you know. But if you let that shit distract you for too long, you know, you miss the opportunity to, you know, just to race boats and have fun.
Stand me up at the gates of hell, but
other people have been on the water for about a month and a half. We're just getting ready. We haven't even registered our boats yet, so we're getting less practice time on the water than everybody else. That's a big disadvantage when it comes time for the spring.
Right. And we gotta do all this shit.
Which is fun though.
Right.
All right, get ready. And this one.
He's better in charge.
Okay, let's see how they do this.
Super slow, guys. You need to pull him up.
Slow, please.
My mate's already gone!
Oh, that was good.
What is Greg? He's sitting there looking?
Really slick knife from the top. And
About 10 minutes. The race on the clock. Get pointed. All hands are down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attention. Go. Recorder.
It's a special time looking for, I'm about to embark on racing season. It's a test and a challenge and a joy like no other in life. And you guys have been extremely well prepared for the moment. I have to say no Dartmouth crew's ever rode as many miles or pulled as many strokes in the tank or done as many minutes. I can remember that 730-minute week. That's often doing 2 weeks of work that we used to do not too long ago. I know you guys are very, very fit, that you're tough, that you're blooded, and you're ready. All right, how'd the racing go? Well, the big news is varsity won, and it was a real close one. They dominated the first 1,000. They held on in the last 1,000. They won by maybe only a seat or two. Yeah, I got the sense that they were threatened. Maybe not seriously threatened, but 10 more strokes might have been a different race.
we gotta try to get that attitude back we've had the last couple of years, where we finished the race stronger and harder than we started.
And the Jays, real good high strokes when the JV settled. They started to check the boat down. But if they changed, Jays are going to be a very, very good group. They're powerful, they're tough, they roll long, they got a lot of things in place.
Nothing's really helping, so I think we have to change our whole approach to racing. We gotta either fucking get on it Like, we gotta get a fluke start.
I feel terrible. It's my best friend at the school, man. But I think that it just... Sometimes crews just don't gel, you know? Like, sometimes... Fuck, I'm not gonna... Sometimes crews just don't mesh up together, and I think that we didn't before. I think a big problem was Dave Hyatt did too on the port side. And I don't know what's gonna happen to Jason. I think he's moving in with a freshman Ford, and I feel terrible for him. Because that happened to him last year, but... I don't know, he works hard, he won't quit.
Two minutes!
All hands are down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Attention. Go.
3/4. Hut. 3/4. Lengthen. Lengthen. High 20. 1, 2, 3, 4. 45. 5. Full Dartmouth sitting on 3-man of Rutgers, 3-man of BU. Fire it up on this one, 2-man. 1, 2. I want that fucking foul ball. Put them the fuck away. Put them under your footboards and stomp on them. Put them back there. 7. No hope for them. 8 feels fucking good, doesn't it? 9. 2 more now. Boom. Go. Boom. Go. 1 more, paddle.
Dartmouth was approaching this race with a tremendous sense of purpose, with a deep and relentless readiness to take this race. Hold. 3/4. 3/4. Length. Length. High 20. And I'm getting 2 fucking feet up.
the race, when we were pulling away in the last 500, just stroke by stroke, was just like the power of the joy of rowing. I don't know. It was one of the best experiences I've had in my life.
This is just the beginning, baby. We got browns. First brown shirt in 4 years. It was a good day. It's a good day.
In the past, it's been great racing with Wisco, but neither Dartmouth nor Wisconsin were necessarily grand final material always. So there's been a history of rivalry, and this year it's just even bigger. It's augmented because of what's at stake.
Yeah, we're bringing the oars. Don't want to row with the wrong colors.
We're in Wisconsin.
These are queen to be.
And I think tomorrow it comes down to, a race. And I'm glad that I'm where I am because I trust the guys around me.
And no one's gonna fucking back down. That's what Dartmouth's all about. Is no one ever backs down on our team.
Behind the stars going parallel.
Dartmouth's good. Turn.
What do you want to know?
How the race went?
Fucking race. I mean, we had a bad race. This is the first piece that we've lost all year since we put our boat together. Like I told the rest of the boat after a race, like 2 years ago, won sprints. The week before, they lost to Brown by open water in a dual race. And the next week, they beat them by a length of open water in sprints. Like, yeah, we lost the race, and that blows. It sucks, of course. But fuck it, you gotta turn it around, and then for some people, the way to turn it around is to lose. It sucks, but it's very cleansing. It's kind of like, throw that shit out the window, and you come back the next week and you fucking kick some ass. Like, this place. I mean, go fucking look at this place. Like.
What you're used to at the sprints, we do pre-sprints. And then Cox's meet, do you know where the 500-meter course starts? It's in the Narrows.
Right at the end. Ports jacket and back down ports. Smooth and stretchy. We'll start to firm it. Ha-cha. Ha-cha. 3/4 pressure on this one. 3 to build. On this one. 1, 2, squeeze it. 3, now boat speed 10. 1, 37. 2, quick hands. 3, go. 4, that's it. 5, yeah. 6, yeah, lock them on. 7, 8, set. 9, squeeze it. 10, 5 and 6. Parker, Cantwell, I want the first move of this piece. We take 5 on this one. 1, go. 2, go. 3, that's it, Parker. 4, that's it, Cantwell. 5, now suspending, long and solid. Together, we take 10 to the sprint. On this one. 1, squeeze it. 2, squeeze it. 3, quick hands. 4, send it 35. 5, squeeze. 6, squeeze. 7, we sprint into 135 on this one. 40 seconds, Dartmouth. Now go, lock 'em. Go, lock 'em quicker, Dartmouth, quicker. That's it. 41. Now whole boat.
We got about 15 strokes to go. Push it through. I want bow to stern on that boat. 5. On this one, move. 1, go. 2, go. 3, go. 42, that's it. We're gonna take it through the roof. Last 10. On this one. Now, go. Now, go. That's it. Hut, go. Oh, baby, holding them. That's it, Dartmouth. 10 seconds. Last 5. 1, go. 2, go. 3, holding. 4, holding. 5, pedal.
It's been, this week's the fastest boat I've ever been in. Sharing it with you guys, it's just been awesome. I don't know what to say.
It's nasty. I mean, it's very raw. It's you and your soul, you and your fears. Face to fucking face.
It's alright, none of us have made the grand finals of sprints, so let's make history tomorrow.
Shamszad! Parker! Crazy man. Yeah! Oh, Sleazy! Woo!
I know. I was totally confused.
Yeah!
Shams can buy on the side.
Yeah, Green. Nice work, Green. Let's go, boys. Woo!
Step it over to your right.
Good going, man.
Boom.
Woo!
Swirling wind deal there.
No, that was a hard race right there.
Yeah, Dartmouth! Yeah, Dartmouth! Yeah, Dartmouth!
I trust that I have put myself on the line every practice. And I trust that every other guy has done the same thing. And I know that we're ready.
Don't see these crazy guys on the line.
Hey, day. It's just he's. Oh, I see. Yes. Yeah.
Hey, Dartmouth! Yeah, boy! My Dartmouth! Oh, Green! Dartmouth, move! My Dartmouth! Come on, Dartmouth! My Dartmouth! Yeah, Dartmouth!
Dartmouth made the grands.
For me, like not having been to a grand final, I'm already pretty psyched to go out and for once get a chance to row with like all the big boys. But I feel any kind of trip to the medal dock for me would be like just about the biggest accomplishment of my life.
People always ask us why we do it, why we go through so much shit all year. Early morning practices, erg tests, make you puke, pain, misery, all that for a whole year, just for a handful of short races in the spring. You know what, sometimes I think we ask ourselves the same thing. But when you cross the line in front and you beat somebody you never thought you could beat, then you know. And the answer is real simple. Those guys, they're fucking medals, man.
Yeah, Tom! Yeah,
Yes, Scott Armstrong!
Yeah!
Scott Armstrong! Yeah, Dartmouth!
Yeah! Yeah, boys!
Bronze medalist from Hanover.
Yeah!
Yeah! Starting with bow man, Tom Shank.
Yeah!
Yes, Shank.
Yes, Shank.
Yes, Shank. Zimmer.
Yeah!
Joe Quinn is that.
Yeah,
yeah. Jay Connor.
Yeah, Connor, baby!
Yeah, baby. Arthur Peterson.
Yeah!
Look at Dirk, man. Look at Dirk. Stop.
Yeah, Boomer! Yeah, Boomer!
Yeah,
Mallet! Mallet!
Hey, boys, yeah!
Yeah, boys! Yeah, boys!
Holy shit! Look at that, dude. Yeah.
Peter Mabley. Dustin Bosley. Kip McDaniel still smoke. Jesse Burberry.
Yeah.
Morgan can do it. Morgan's not allowed.
I'm gonna hide. Wait, you want me to yell it?
Yeah.
Alright, you guys can do it?
Yeah.
What? Give me a D!
D!
Give me an A!
A!
What's that spell?
So this new monk is in the Vatican, and he's studying under this old bishop. And the first thing he has to do is he has to copy down the illuminated text, like the old Christian text. He has to copy the entire thing.
Yeah.
What when he realizes that the text he's copying is actually a copy of a copy of a copy of the original.
at a certain point he says to the bishop, well, I mean, how do we know that like this is actually right? That this is actually what what God said? Like, I mean, like this is just a copy of a copy of a copy. And I was like, no, I'm sure. Like, there's no way that there's no way that anyone would make any sort of mistake. He's like, all right, but you know, he sees that the bishop gets a little pensive about it, and so he decides he's going to go down into the old catacombs and get. And find the original like illuminated text. And he goes down there, and all of a sudden the monk, while he's covering the text, hears this shrieking and crying from the catacombs. And so he goes down there, and he's, Bishop, what is it? This is the original illuminated text open. He's like, celebrate. No one gets it.